about to tune in to Unapologetically Daphnique podcast.
You ready, B.O.B.?
Always ready.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Daphnique Springs, and welcome to another episode of Unapologetically Daphnique podcast. Y'all finally get to see the infamous B.O.B.
What up, though?
You ready?
Always ready. Yeah. We in the building. I'm actually feeling pretty good. I'm on camera and stuff. Got a bad foot.
Oh, yeah. Tell them about your little injury.
Ball is life. Was hooping at the gym, you know what I'm saying? Doing my little LA Fitness 24 hours thing.
Yeah, and this is the reason why niggas shouldn't go to LA Fitness and play basketball past the age of 35. Okay? It got to be an expiration date.
I was balling on them, though.
Every person at LA Fitness was balling.
I was balling on them.
Then how did you hurt your ankle then?
A slew-footed,
You saw I got a little stuttered up.
A slew-footed, knock-kneaded person that shouldn't even be on the court got in my way. That's usually what happens. You never get injured with people who actually have basketball skills. You get injured with people who are misfits, who don't have any reason to be out there.
Then why y'all pick him?
He was on the opposing team.
Oh,
he was
okay.
an op.
Yeah.
And he took out the best competition that was out there.
So basically you saying LA Fitness Games has not been the same since you've been gone.
Man, I can't tell you how many DMs and calls I've gotten. I messed up the whole market, me being out.
And you got on the Lakers jacket today. So you really think you be out there hooping?
Oh, yeah. I should really be in Bronny's jersey, to be real with you.
Yeah, you play at about that level.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen a nigga make a shot. He don't even make practice shots when they practicing before the game.
Now, let me say this, though. You've actually gotten a chance to see me shoot around. How many shots did I miss compared to how many shots I made?
When did I get to see you shoot around?
With the sneaker thing. When we that day, when I was shooting around the sneaker. Bow.
Damn, that was a forgettable moment.
Oh, you a hater. You a hater.
Yo, that was a forgettable moment, bro, because I didn't know what the hell you was talking about.
You a hater. I'm butter.
And didn't you have on church shoes that day?
Nah, I ain't have on no church. Yeah, I ain't have on no church shoes.
You had on some church shoes.
You call it. I had on some Buster Browns.
You had on some, maybe not some Buster Browns, but you definitely had on some Air Force Ones. Them the same as church shoes when you trying to play basketball.
They are. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. They weren't all black though.
Yeah. You ain't dusty.
Yeah, nah. I ain't dusty. Y'all caught me on a little off day though. I'm in my sporting gear, but one leg bandit. But it's
talk to me.
They know how I get down.
All right. Let's get into the news. The first thing I want to bring up is the Trump administration said they're considering banning junk food from being bought on food stamps.
That's wild.
Why you say that?
Because a couple of my partners down in Mississippi, like they still buy food stamps from people. Spend $80, get $50.
Yeah.
Spend $50, get $80 worth of food stamps because they still sell them in Mississippi by the book. They still sell book food stamps. Out here they do the EBT cards and stuff.
They still got book food stamps in Mississippi? That's still a lie. Books. No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No.
They still got books.
No, no, everybody has a card now.
That's a lie. In Mississippi, it's still books. You still buy books.
If y'all still got food stamp books, then y'all still got slavery in Mississippi.
See,
ain't no way that y'all free.
Some parts, only in some parts. Like in the Delta, you still got people that don't know that liberation has occurred.
Okay, so you admit that y'all still got slavery and food stamp books
in the Delta. I'm from Jackson.
Okay,
West Jackson.
Y'all a little more upscale.
We ain't upscale. We savagery, but white folks just ignore us.
Okay, good.
You know what I'm saying? They know they ain't going to enslave us. They just ignore us.
Yeah.
They our oppression is just like we're gonna take and close y'all schools and we're gonna keep all the good produce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which you know what? People, they're gonna get mad at me. But I think that it's actually a good thing that the Trump administration would put a ban on junk food being bought with food stamps. And I say this as somebody who was a kid and we had food stamps. You know what I mean? at points. I wouldn't say my parents just 100% needed it, but shit, turn up. Reparations on your ass. But with that being said, is I know my cousin, she has like 8 kids.
Yeah.
And when I went to her house, she had so much junk food for her children. And I think that it creates poor nutrition for kids, having too much junk food, which is, they're also talking about getting a ban on Red 40, which is in Skittles and anything type of red candies and stuff like that. It's like a red food dye. Yeah, they said that shit is like dangerous.
Yeah, it's deadly.
Deadly, cancerous and all this other stuff. And it's banned in so many other countries. So with that being said, you know what I mean? I just think that junk food is bad on poor. It's like poor nutrition, and a lot of people with food stamps. So I can't say a lot of people. Some of the stuff that I've seen with my own eyes, with people being with food stamps, they have a lot of junk food. And if you're pouring that poor nutrition into your kids, people don't understand that poor nutrition also affects their mental ability.
Absolutely.
With learning.
Absolutely.
Learning in schools and stuff like that. It affects a lot more health, overall health. And I believe, like my dad told me when I was younger, is that eating habits are learned. You know what I mean? So if you start snacking and eating a lot of junk food as a kid, that stuff is going to carry on over to your adult life, which can cause diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, also cavities, bad teeth. Yeah. Which in the long run, if you're not getting that, staying on top of your dental hygiene, you got bad hygiene. You know what I mean? Hygiene, so with that being said, I kind of agree that junk food should be a luxury. It should be. It should be just like people that are on welfare and say, hey, I want to go get me some cigarettes. I want to get me some alcohol. I think junk food should be treated the same. And that's somebody, so you can't use that. You never been on food. Yeah, I have. You know what I mean? But I also came from a household where fruit was our junk food. You know what I mean? Buy these kids some grapes, some vegetables, some little carrot sticks. You know what I mean? Yeah. Juicing. Start teaching those good eating habits very early on. And people may say, well, that's more expensive. But is it more expensive in the long run if you have health problems?
Actually, that's an excuse. That's an excuse that produce is more expensive. You can actually go and buy a bag of apples for $6. How much you gonna pay for that bag of Doritos? Yeah, because the inflation is on junk food too. It's on junk food too. So that's an excuse. I completely agree with you in terms of just changing the whole entire way that we look at food in America. You know what I mean? Because we see people dying so rapidly. The average age right now for Black men is what, like 55, 56? Yeah. You got people out here getting all types of ligaments cut off and stuff like that. So. Yeah, I mean, shit, that should just carry us right on over to, you know what? Before we jump over there, I do want to talk about, we had an issue with, okay, so Tia and Tamara, right? Absolutely, from Sister Sister, right? Yeah, Tamara. Tamara is the one that's married to a white man. And her husband name is Adam Housley. And he actually made a comment about, this ban on junk food with SNAP, EBT food stamps, right? Yeah. He said, as a kid who grew up in neighborhood grocery stores since I was 5, I can't tell you how many times I saw people come in and buy crap food for their kids with food stamps, then open the wallet and use cash for liquor, beer, wine, and cigarettes. Then there were those who would repeatedly buy lemon or lime, get the change, walk out the door, throw them away, and do it again until they had enough a change to buy cigarettes or alcohol. As a kid, it pissed me off because there are some people who could really use the help, and then there are those others working the system. And I just want to say to that, shut the fuck up. Why are you noticing all this as a kid? So as a kid already, Adam, you was a little Karen, a little Ken, a little nosy fucker. Yeah, he was a little bit too nosy. Yeah, and sometimes that type of racial profiling, it starts off young. But you're assuming that he's talking about Black people. One of his somebody on social media mentioned that he was in he's from Napa. And they said, you're from Napa.
that at all points in history has predominantly white population, which tracks because 70% of SNAP recipients are white in this country. You know, majority of the people on welfare are white people.
Yeah, I could.
They're saying 70%.
Right.
Yeah. So with that being said, he saw white people doing that. So I think sometimes, especially being black in America, when white people say stuff, we automatically assume they talking about black people, when he probably very well could be talking about white people, especially with the liquor part. I knew he was talking about white people.
Well, I don't trust the census and the percentile of how they actually display demographically in this country either. So
What do
like
you
when
mean?
they start actually saying, oh, we're made up of 16% black people. Everywhere I go, I see a nigga.
Yeah. Every state.
So when I see percentages like 70% SNAP recipients are white, how accurate is that? Like, how accurate can we say percentages is when they really don't?
You
account
don't believe
for
majority of white people are on welfare?
I believe that to be honest with you, in this country, I don't know what to believe in this country.
Because you saying percentages don't matter.
I
think you're using a population percentage versus an actual, probably a percentage, because this is a percentage that they can actually track, right? Is that when you fill out an application for welfare, because I got food stamps when I first came to California, you have to check, or the person that's doing the intake are gonna check your race. So this is a statistic that could actually be very well true, that 70% of the recipients are white. The only way I would have a problem with this 70% is that some other people consider themselves Caucasians when they're really not. So like you may get an Armenian or like a Middle Eastern person that may go ahead and check Caucasian, or you get some Spanish people that check Caucasian, even though they very well could be Caucasian. But to me, most Spanish people are usually mixed race people. Like, yeah.
But most of the black people I know, they don't technically get food stamps. They buy them from people who are recipients. So the people who are going inside of the stores that's using it.
Yeah.
The people who are going inside of the stores using them, I'm questioning if they are actually white or black. You know what I mean?
I agree with that. I would say, man, I don't know. We done got off a little topic, little trailblazing. But yeah.
Exactly. But I guess I am a little bit assuming with the white population and associating it with just being black. I'm sure, like, when you consider the states like Arkansas, Oklahoma, Montana, Iowa, I know that there's a high percentage of white recipients of SNAP that are getting food stamps. So, of course, it's more white people that are on welfare than black people. I do want to make sure that that's known.
You just try to say you don't believe it, so I don't know what you believe.
What I'm saying is I don't know anything of certainty when it comes to numbers in this country, because I mean, everything is an assumption because we get lied to.
Yeah, but we going into a whole conspiracy right now. So that's the conspiracy of whether or not the numbers are numbering. Yeah, I mean, we live in the same world where they say Africa is not the largest continent, but they also admit to significantly making Africa smaller on world maps, right? So with that being said, that's a whole rabbit hole. That's a whole different conversation. My point right now is, Adam, is that why are you noticing all this as a child in the store? Why are you that damn nosy? I mean, if you are that damn nosy, it makes sense of why you work at the news. And also, I really hope that you are the head of the homeowners association in your community, because
telling on everybody.
Yeah, because you just minding other people's business, and that ain't the business that paid you. Which brings me to the time I went to a Rams game.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a little area for kids, but we were shooting content. We were invited to be like content creators.
Yeah.
And this little white girl came up to me. She said, "You're not supposed to be in here. This is for kids." And I said, "Shut up. Mind your business." And she just looked. I know how you are, B.O.B. Don't tell no kid to shut up, but shut up. So you got to nip that shit in the bud, because black parents, all I did was give her some black parenting. A black mama will tell your ass to shut up and walk away. So with that being said, she used it. Yeah. I ain't gonna put my hands on no child that's not mine. But I did let her know that she needed to shut up. Yeah. I said, "Shut up and mind your business." And she just looked and she walked away. Walk away. Because already, let's nip this little Karen shit in the bud. Because the reason why I got irritated with her is because she had no authority to tell me that. And it was people that I had already, that worked there, and I had let them know ahead of time before I walked over there. I said, hey, I know this for kids. Do you mind if we shoot some content real quick? We just need a better angle because of the sun. And the guy was like, yeah, go ahead. All right, but you can't stay too long. I said, okay, cool. And the person who told us this was another white person. So with that being said, little heifer, mind your business. That's all.
That shit would have been so funny if she would have responded and been like, shut your black ass.
Okay, we just got racist. Okay, we just deep dive in.
No,
I was prepared
hey.
to go all. If she wanted, I can out Karen a Karen. I can out Karen a Karen.
But what I'm saying,
I can out Karen a Karen. They can't out Karen me.
Nah.
Because I'm very good at matching energy.
Nah,
so if you are Karen and you give me Karen energy, I will outmatch your Karen energy. Because I'm just going to focus. I'm going to pinpoint. I'm going to do everything that you do.
Who are you talking? I know this.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, if that little white girl would have actually responded like that, you got to admit, it would have took you a minute to actually catch up with, is this really happening right now?
I don't like to live in hypotheticals. It didn't happen.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I can't even, but whatever smoke she would have came with, she looked to be about 12. I got all the smoke. Okay. Yeah. Cause some of them not used to being parented. You know what I mean? They actually don't have anybody. They're allowed to do that and be, that shit starts as a kid. When you see Karens and stuff in the wild, that stuff ain't new. That's shit that could have been nipped in the bud as a child to mind your business. You see what I'm saying? A Karen don't even have to come from a family of Karens. It's just a child that they just let have an opinion too early. And as black kids, we not allowed to have opinions too early. You're not allowed to have an opinion in a black household till you about 16. Some black households, you're not even allowed to have an opinion until you 18. You can't think for yourself. And if you do want to think for yourself, bop, bop. Or they let you know you can leave. And when you leave, you may just go to a cousin's house or the grandma's house. But guess what? You ain't sleeping in your bed no more at that residence, okay?
How old were you when you started having an opinion?
I started having an opinion around like 7 or 8. But I also grew up with parents who didn't hit. So I was allowed to be a little...
So you literally faced yourself.
A Naren, a nigga Karen. I was allowed to be a Naren.
You faced yourself.
Yeah. That's why I can match Karens, because I didn't come into a household.
A hypothetical.
That's why I didn't grow up in a household where hitting, negative reinforcement was used upon me. So that's why, therefore, I could use my words.
I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Turn up. But as a kid, though, I wasn't minding other people's business. I didn't care.
I could see that.
Yeah. I still don't care.
But the white side and her, that whiteness.
I'm 3% white.
I want to correct.
Yeah.
My job is to correct.
Yeah, correct when you come for me. But it has to be directed at me. I don't correct no shit that I see in the distance. It has to be aimed at me. You see what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
Yeah. So he was just minding his little business, somebody else's business. And he got checked on the internet. Yep. And you know what? Talking about junk food and stuff like that, that also brings me, this is really sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
LaVar Ball has his foot amputated after medical issue. What usually causes a foot amputation? Is it diabetes?
That's what I think it is. I just know Big Mama had to have that done on Soul Food.
Yeah, you know, black people, sometimes we get our medical history from old movies and shit like that, because we don't really know the causes or what contributes to certain medical issues. We just know somebody that has some shit, and then therefore we are a medical professional.
I just remember her saying, "Ain't nobody cutting on my foot." And that's that.
And the bitch died.
She died. And
they still ate the food that killed her. That's what's crazy. So I feel bad for LaVar, because I mean, this is a strong black man. He's like the Joe Jackson
He's a great father.
of some biracial basketball players.
Facts.
Just a different story. You know what I mean?
I like the nigga when he said, I chose my wife to make those boys.
And he chose right because he got two sons that with high contracts in the NBA, right?
Yeah, they pretty good contracts.
Yeah, pretty good, damn good contracts.
Damn good contracts.
Yeah. And then he has another son, what's his name? Leangelo?
Yeah.
And he has a record deal for $8 million. So with that being said, this man put in a lot of footwork. And now he only got one foot. That shit crazy.
That's life, man.
And it shows you that even with all the money that all three of his sons have,
he still wasn't taking care of his health.
And he still lost a foot. But we wish you the best, brother. Because that's hard. That's hard to deal with.
Yeah, but you know what the crazy thing is? With advanced technology and Elon Musk being in office,
yeah,
he'll have a robotic foot that work better than these feet that we have.
Yeah, they saying we know he getting drafted for the WNBA.
Right.
I mean, he do look like Brittany Griner a little bit.
He does. Yeah. He does. It's definitely part of the Light Skin Association.
Yeah,
sure.
But we definitely wish him the best. I mean, that's hard to deal with.
We sending prayers to the Balls family, man.
Yeah. Since we still kind of like in the food era, I did want to bring this up. Scientists say cockroach milk is 4 times more nutritious than cow's milk. Did you know that?
Yeah, but I don't even do milk. And milk ain't for black folks. We kill cockroaches. We unalive cockroaches. We ain't doing no damn milk.
You wouldn't drink a little cockroach milk?
I'm a lactose man myself. I do lactose.
Okay. Well, they said apparently scientists have been in the lab working hard and just discovered that cockroach milk is 4 times more nutritious than cow's milk. Packed with protein, amino acids, and all kind of energy-rich nutrients. That's crazy. I mean, but that's what bothers me about the budget is you know what? Trump them getting rid of a lot of shit. Y'all gotta get rid of these scientists even doing a dumbass testing with cockroaches because I bet it probably costs millions of dollars to run this damn test.
But who would have thought when you smash a cockroach that white stuff that comes out? Because I always thought it was the guts, right? Growing up.
Oh, yeah.
That's milk.
Well, they said, let's clarify, most cockroaches do not produce milk, but there's a special cockroach that gives birth to live babies and produces milk to feed them. And inside that milk is protein crystals. So they saying it's a special breed of cockroach. So basically, this cockroach will have nipples too, right?
They gotta have nipples. They gotta have some.
That's a whole lot going on because most mammals, right, produce live babies and produce milk, right? Yeah. Any reptiles or insects or and stuff like that, and they at least have to be of a certain size. A cockroach got to be this big, and you got something sucking on your neck.
It draining you dry.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm so glad we didn't enter into upper development lifestyle because, you know, I come from them things, man. I was all too familiar with.
Oh, you had roaches back in Jackson, Mississippi?
Yeah, because there's nothing but trees everywhere around. So we don't have those little bitty small roaches.
Okay, because once you get them the ones you can't get rid of.
We don't have them.
Y'all got cockroach.
The cockroach that fly, take off on your ass.
Yeah, that's crazy. Some of them got wings. It's crazy. Like, if you could be a superhero, would you be like a cockroach? Because they can climb walls. They can go through vents and shit like that. They can go through small spaces. That now they got milk and nipples with protein crystals in the milk. I mean, and they can fly. I mean, shit, I'd be a cockroach in a Marvel movie.
But they're the most endangered species alive.
What do you mean endangered?
I mean,
they said if the world was to end, cockroaches would still exist.
But they're constantly killed.
But they produce.
They're constantly killed. I mean, you see one right now, you don't have no empathy for it. You like, you die the worst way.
But wait, why would they be endangered? They're not endangered. They're reproducing like immigrants coming to this country. And they ain't going
gotta die. You're gonna come back to life, but you gotta die. You gotta constantly die. You're a superhero that dies constantly and come back.
But I would be a
As a cockroach.
superhero that produced like thousands of eggs, and I would just keep morphing back into existence.
But
You
do
can't
want-
really kill me.
But do you want to die from a drowning of raid? Look, think about all the stuff we didn't kill roaches with. I mean, we didn't dose them with
You can drown them out.
you
can
can
do all
drown them out, spray them with Pam.
Yeah.
You use anything you have access to
Yeah.
get rid of a roach.
Yeah.
A shoe,
Yeah.
brooms. Oh, you all.
But I'd be half roach, half human, so that wouldn't. I would just possess the skills of everybody, because I mean you could easily kill a spider too, but you got Spider-Man, so I'll be cockroach, cock woman. That sounds a little freaky.
Yeah, that's that OnlyFans thing right there. That cock woman, that's sexy right there.
Okay, so they said since no one human is about to be out here milking a cockroach, these scientists figured out a way to copy the genes responsible for producing these so-called miracle crystals in the lab. One of the researchers had the nerve to say the crystals are like a complete food. They have proteins, fats, and sugars. Yeah.
We all really made up of the same thing.
Yeah.
We made up of a damn cockroach.
Speak for yourself.
No, I ain't made up of a damn cockroach. I'm made of all the crystals and diamonds and golds of this earth. I'm a direct descendant of
I
God.
smelled your farts, and no, you're not.
You just opened your ass up.
Wait, hold on. Wait, we are live, child. I ain't never opened up my ass nowhere. My booty hole tight. It's brown. Okay.
Moving on, in the words of
Okay. Okay, moving on. We're going to get on over here to Kamala Harris. She signs with CAA to plan her
Hey,
next
we're gonna give her. Hey, moving on. That's a
Yeah.
great way to transition after a loss.
Yeah. CAA going to sign you.
Yeah,
I don't know if they going to do shit with her, but they going to sign her.
they gonna shelve her ass. Hey, they
One thing they going to do is shelve you if
She
they ain't going to do shit else.
She finna be up at that office. I got a new book. Like, that shit
Get out of
back
here.
where
Good
everybody
luck
else
having
is.
somebody read that bitch over there. You got to get everything done in the first year. After that, good luck, Kamala.
Yeah.
You got to switch agencies after a while.
Kamala gonna be rapping soon.
Yeah. I mean, she said she used to listen to Tupac smoke weed and cook her greens in the tub. So at this point, yeah. But they said they want to be able to take her to another level with a focus on speaking engagements and publishing. So writing books and speaking engagements, which I could see, which is CAA is like an all-around talent agency that, you know, they have athletes, they have speakers, publishers, book writers,
Man, CAA
influencers, actors, actresses, comedians. So with that being said,
is incredible. CAA is incredible. Shout out to CAA.
but what I don't like is our politicians getting into television. I don't like that.
Why not?
I just feel like it looks tacky to the world. I feel like it doesn't make us seem as strong as a nation.
Well, I think that's a good reason. I like the Obamas being
'Cause
in it
TV
because they
not
made
really
some good
real.
content. Obamas have made some good content.
They make
through
good
their
content,
production.
but are they in the content?
No.
That's a different story, right?
Access.
But speaking engagements are different because that's just her just going around speaking, you know, with her being in a sorority. I could see her doing a lot of like motivational speaking. But how do you really motivate when you didn't win? That's crazy.
Well, my whole thing about the speaking engagements is when you had an opportunity to speak, you didn't speak. You brought Megan Thee Stallion up there to twerk. You
And
brought
shake her
Sexy
ass.
Red
Yeah.
up there to twerk. You brought all twerkers.
Yeah.
So when you had an opportunity to speak and advocate
Mhm.
for and make your calls of why you should
Yeah.
be the,
But maybe she'll be doing
president.
speaking engagements at Magic City.
I can see that.
That makes sense.
I can see
Yeah,
that.
motivate the strippers
And that's
to
why
vote.
she did right, getting a white husband.
Yeah.
Because a white husband they accept all that poor behavior. The police go be called with a black husband.
Yeah.
Somebody going to jail, but preferably both of us.
Okay, talk to me. So, but good luck. I mean, I really, think that that's a good pivot. You know what I mean?
I think so.
For her,
It's a good
and
move.
to actually just be able to like make money and just because going back to district attorney, being a district attorney, locking niggas up might not be an option. And if she won I feel like a lot of like presidents come from wealth, so it's easy for them to just go back to playing golf in the normal life. But I don't know if Kamala came from a lot of wealth, did she?
I don't know, but I will say this: our presidents are chosen decades before they actually are in office. That's
Even Trump.
Trump.
The second
Obama,
time.
yes.
Okay.
Why do you think the CEO of Google and Elon Musk is constantly in the office? When you think about the Murdoch family,
Yeah.
these people pay to put people in office.
Yeah.
For their corporational gain.
Yeah, lobbying and stuff like that. Yeah.
For lobbying. Yeah. So yeah, man, presidents are selected. She was just a toy.
Oh wow. Moving on. Okay. This brings us back over to Trump. Okay. So Elon Musk seemingly tells Donald Trump, I want you to shut your mouth and reminds his father that he's not the president. You're not the president. Boy. You need to go away. Yeah, let's just watch this clip real quick because this shit crazy.
I love it.
Prices from one year to the next are the same, and they're.
You heard that?
He said, shut your ass.
That shit crazy.
He owe his daddy money.
Who owed the daddy money?
Listen, this how you handle a man that owe your daddy money and work for your daddy. That's how that boy treating Trump.
Yeah, but I mean, why is he there? I didn't like that. I didn't understand why Elon Musk, a father of 13 children, about 5 different baby mamas, brought this little, what do they call him? Little niglet.
He's a nuisance. He a nuisance.
Little niglet. He's a niglet.
He's a nuisance.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Oh my God.
He's entitled.
Yeah.
But this is what you do. This is what you do when you run things. You bring your child to your business.
Yeah. It wasn't bring your child to work day. And look at Trump. He just looks like
defeated.
Yeah. No, he just looked like my kids would never do this, because you could say what you want about Donald Trump, but the nigga got pretty good, decent children. You don't hear about his kids being in no drunk driving situations, being disruptive, being disrespectful. Like they seem like he seemed like he raised him and the women he had these children with, because he Trump is a nigga too. He got several different baby mamas as well. But you don't hear about his kids just being out here like Hunter Biden. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah. I would say the best kids, the best presidents with the best kids within our lifetime would probably be Donald Trump and Barack Obama.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But in regards to Elon Musk's son, I think that the boy was behaving appropriate.
Yeah.
He doesn't have respect for Donald Trump. And he was handling it as if I don't have no respect for you, and I'm repeating what I hear my daddy say and how he talks to you. Children repeat things.
Yeah.
That boy wasn't doing nothing but repeating what his daddy say to him. His daddy be telling Trump, shh, I'm talking. I'm the fucking president. I put you in this seat.
Yeah, but that shit look tacky, though. I don't like America looking tacky. That's what I don't like. You know what I mean?
America has become tacky. America has become tacky. Think about it.
It's like an episode of The Simpsons.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Every day we got a plane falling from the sky.
Oh my God.
We going every day. You screaming, people talk about they picking up Javier. They're picking up Javier. You got people scared of ICE left and right. You realizing how many immigrants really run this country, by how big the narrative about ICE is. I mean, it's all bad. It's horrible. We're a tacky, inappropriate, lack of decorum ass country. This country has fallen apart.
And what year do you think that started happening?
If you really want to be honest.
Yeah.
2001, 9/11, when a plane was crashing into one of the World Trade Center.
George
Bush. And we went to camera footage on him when I was walking to the high school cafeteria, and he had the book reading to the kids upside down.
And let's not talk how he got disrespected by Kanye West talking about
Bush don't love black people.
Yeah, like the shit been going down ever since then.
I'm telling you, it started 9/11. That's when I realized, like, oh, this is a bunch of bullshit. This country done. Think about it. The real estate market has been complex since then. People used to buy houses with $5,000, making $17 an hour.
Yeah.
That was considered good living.
Yeah.
Ever since they burnt up all the paperwork in the World Trade Center,
Oh,
this country ain't been shit. We can't get our finances right. All the financial history is all messed up since 9/11, 2001. This country's been tacky ever since.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think we can get back on track?
You got to destroy.
We got to get Trump up out of there, though, because this nigga is not making it work any better, because it's just like, bruh, you can't be having Elon Musk's son coming on here talking to you like that, saying you not the president. Like, if I was in Japan, I'd be laughing like crazy.
It's a joke. Can you imagine what the United Nations? Can you imagine what the United Nations are thinking? And the crazy thing is, we can evade. They're letting go of so many government workers by the day. We're shutting down departments that's literally made up this country for centuries.
Well, I mean, I'm okay with them shutting down the IRS because we being taxed like crazy.
Yeah, but who says that them firing people is going to affect the taxation of people?
Well, he was saying that he wanted to get rid of, federal tax.
So. We shall see.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking, and I'm going to be quick with this, I think that they're trying to destabilize the economy for the American people. They're trying to put people on a set budget with providing them with a set amount of funds, and the entire quarantine and whole process, that was a trial to actually see if they can actually mandate people to stay in the house and receive a stipend to be in the house and confine people and do away with all types of little minuscule jobs and occupations. So if you can actually...
Why? When they just called for everybody not to be remote anymore.
Because if you can crush the economy, then you can bring back and you can heighten the dependency of these corporations that want productivity. You can force people to actually implement automation systems. You can actually implement AI. Because you can get more efficient work with low cost. The 1 percentile want to actually keep all of the wealth. So I would tell anybody, and then the crazy thing is, and what pissed me off, I got into an argument with my homeboys the other day. They was like, man, these Mexicans taking all our jobs. I said, it's crazy. These white folks will force black people and create a narrative to redirect energy to any other race but them. They'll literally continue to create this narrative with black folks. You got black folks around here. Well, put the fence up. We shouldn't have people in this country. And I'm like, but they're the colonizers. They're the colonizers. So we got so much energy towards everybody else but them. They know how to literally distract us from having issues with white folks.
And you know what's crazy is that, did you know back in the day during slavery, right after slavery, did you know that the rich treated poor whites and they treated slaves the same?
Yes.
Or people that was post-slavery. We were all the same.
Yeah.
But what happened is when they made us the same and they divided us based on class, which is we're rich and you're poor, you know what happened?
What?
Is that the whites and the blacks would get together and uprise against the rich. So then they had that issue. So that's when the rich decided to create this thing called whiteness. So no matter if a white person was poor, rich, middle class, they had this title of whiteness. And if you had this title of whiteness, you were better than everybody else. And with that being said, with you being better than everybody else because of your whiteness, you will no longer conspire to join forces with blacks, Hispanics, Asians, or anybody else.
Correct.
Because wait, hold on, I'm white.
Right.
So therefore, the rich can still control the poor whites and all the minorities. But we're going to let you think over here that your whiteness holds power, even though you still poor, you still on welfare, you ain't got no teeth, live in the country bunking. You know what I mean? But your whiteness is what matters. And you see that with a lot of MAGA supporters, is that they're really riding on whiteness.
Yeah.
Because they have no economic power. It's some of them that's gonna be rich and doctors, and don't get that twisted. But the majority of their followers are probably living at the poverty line. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
I totally get what you're saying.
It was actually a genius concept to come up with, is that, hey, let's give you whiteness.
Absolutely.
So that you don't join forces with none of these others.
Absolutely.
And take over. And that still exists today, because even if you think of like maybe the rich are kind of maybe a little more out of it, it's still like, if we give you whiteness, you won't go against the government.
It's completely ridiculous. My homeboy gonna tell me the other day, he said, oh, man, I'm so tired of these Mexicans and all these immigrants taking all our jobs. I said, bro, do you know that black men and women only take up 6% of non-union and union skilled trade workers as of 2020? Only 6%. When you go to Home Depot, I told him, I said, I don't see no black folks out there trying to look for work, trying to put nothing together. So what jobs are these Mexicans actually taking? We need them.
Well, I can't say that they're not taking jobs, because what happens is, here's Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles as a prime example, right? So you had a place that was black owned, and you had back in the day when I used to go to Roscoe's 14 years ago, majority of the workers were black. They hired some Hispanic people. Those Hispanic people got in position, and then once they got into management position, they let go of the black people. They started hiring all Hispanic people, right? And when they started to hire those Hispanic people, that actually was a viable lawsuit, and those black people actually won that lawsuit, because they were doing stuff to deliberately get rid of black people, hire their own, and employ their own, whether it was family, friends, whatever. Or just basically just by like, hey, we're Hispanic, we're going to stick together. So when people say they're losing jobs, it could be issues like that. I don't think it's like on a grand scheme of things, but that's what happens with any group, is that hopefully when you get in there, you hire people that look like you. But I mean, you're going to also have white people that do that work at a job, and you go to some corporate jobs and it's majority white, because they're hiring and employing other white people that they're friends with, that they play golf with, that's in their fraternity, that's in their sorority. You know what I mean? And so with that being said, it's just something that happens. And so with cases like that those are jobs that are being snatched away. It doesn't have to be always, you guys aren't outside trying to get into the Home Depot line, but what happens when you do work at a company and you start to see the monopoly board being played? They're going into the communities. Okay, we're going to buy this house. We're going to take over here. We're going to take over there. We're going to buy up your block. We push all the Negroes out. That does happen, and that exists, and we can't act like it doesn't. And they're even using tactics now with in black neighborhoods, from what I'm hearing from black people in LA, where you have these Hispanic gangs that are going into the black communities and intimidating senior citizen black people that live there, using intimidation, violence, and all of this other kind of stuff towards that community, pushing them out, And so it's something that does happen. And I'm not going to ignore or negate that does happen. It doesn't happen maybe on such a large scale in a grand scheme of things, but I think when people have a problem with immigration too, it's not always, I've never really heard immigration being a bad thing like that prior to people storming the borders and coming here undocumented. I think that more people have a problem with undocumented immigrants. People who are coming over here just like, yo, let me in. I'm here now. Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I want to stay. I need benefits. That's the problem that people are having.
Well, that was Elon Musk.
Immigrants have always come here.
That was Elon Musk until 2002.
Nobody ever discussed it. I don't remember people talking on a grand scale of immigrants are trying to take over. We didn't hear about this shit 10 years ago. It's been an issue recently with people coming here by force or just running and they're letting them across the border and they're undocumented. That has been the biggest talks of immigration. Yeah, people got to admit that it's people, immigrations are keeping this economy running. The ones that were previously here, but you got a lot of the new ones that are doing crimes. Not all of them, just some of them are doing crimes, violent crimes. I just heard about immigrant from Colombia that was in New York that stalked and sexually assaulted a 14-year-old boy in New York. Yeah. And had already been picked up but kind of like released and stuff like that back on the street. So those are the issues that people are having. But I think that sometimes when people say the issues that they're having, they're not being solely specific. People are automatically thinking of the negative shit. And so then it conflates that, oh, we don't want no immigrants over here. Immigrants are keeping the economy here. And it's just like, I just thought about it the other day, is how much money will be sucked out of Los Angeles if you take away Hispanic people in large numbers? Because I thought about it. Like when I go to the Clippers games, the Kings games, when I go to the grocery store, when I go to Disneyland, when I go to goddamn Six Flags, when I go to restaurants, we're not talking about no workers. We're talking about people spending money. Yeah. If you take away that Hispanic people, these people are spending money. How many Hispanic people do we see when we go to the Lakers games?
You said a lot of
them. A lot. We're not talking about no workers. It's people that work there that are Hispanic. It's people that work there that are black, white, Asian, whatever. It's very diverse. We're not talking about any workers. We're strictly talking about the people that are keeping the economy moving in a state like California. These people are spending the money.
They are.
Only problem I have is when people aren't paying any taxes, because I pay plenty, right? Mm-hmm. When people aren't paying taxes and when people are going undocumented and they're not going through the right ways of getting into the country. That's the only problem I have an issue with.
Well, Elon Musk did not go about the right way of getting in this country. We ought to
pack his ass up out of here, because I had did a options trade on Tesla and that shit tanked. So at this point, Elon can kiss my ass. So I'm with him leaving too. Yeah, you in that Tesla stock. I lost $3,000 last week on Tesla on the option.
But on
the option, because you just dropped the stock.
But to expound on that, he didn't get proper documentation until 2002. Mm-hmm. He came into this country in the 90s.
Yeah. But I think that it goes for all groups that do that. You got Asian people that have that same experience. You got Armenians. You got people from Israel.
But how many of them made it into the White House?
Okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying that it's plenty of people that come to this country. It's a problem now because it's millions doing it at one time in a year. It's different if we get 100,000 in a year to come over here and don't get their papers for 10, 15 years. That's cool. That is a cool amount. 100,000 people got visas and never went home. At least you know they came over here. You got some paperwork on their ass. People that just came over here, stayed, whatever. 100,000, cool. I deal with 100,000 immigrants coming over here a year, but we're talking about millions now.
You know what's so interesting when I hear about this millions things of millions of people just running across the water?
They say it's millions.
Right now, you can go online and Google Bourbon Street and you can watch Bourbon Street live.
Yeah.
But for some reason, with all the advanced technology and drones that they got staying in front of, they can't ever show all these motherfucking illegal immigrants just crossing the borders.
I seen a lot of them running across.
You did?
Yeah.
They lying.
You don't think it's millions?
They lying.
Oh.
Everything is propaganda in this country, man. I don't believe.
What would be the agenda? Because another thing too is that Americans always want to talk about immigrants coming over here, but y'all ain't having no kids. Okay,
They are,
including me and Bob too. We have no children. Okay. Americans they're not reproducing like they was back in the 60s and the 70s and those baby boomers. We're not reproducing. You guys need people to come over here, reproduce, and work in the workforce.
I want to be clear too.
Yeah.
I work. I just ain't got kids because I ain't,
you drink a lot, smoke a lot.
I shoot
Nothing
out on the
probably
navel. No, I'm not good now.
It's
good and thick and potent.
Have you ever had it tested?
I've tested it out myself, and I've had to actually sell a few $500.
Oh wow!
I've dropped off. I've picked up. I've dealt with the crying. I ain't talking to you for about 2 weeks till my shit heal. I've dealt with all of that for a few decades, but I've been successful at pulling out and shooting on the navel. But with this illegal immigrant stuff, they're lying.
Okay, until you take your black ass out there by the border and go do some.
You know what? We ain't too far from Tijuana. Okay. I'm damn sure gonna do that. I'm gonna post up in my car.
Want an excuse to buy some ass over there.
See,
all I'm gonna tell you is check the Adam's apple.
I know how to check. As soon as I hear you, I'm just gonna punch you in the stomach. As soon as you say motherfucker, I know. There you go. That little man come out of you right there. You got to give him a little gunshot.
David.
If they be like, "What'd you do?" Okay, you're a woman. If they be like, "Motherfucker."
Okay, moving on. So it was a plane crash in Toronto, which is like you mentioned earlier. It's been a lot of plane crashes, and so this was actually a Delta flight, and it started off. It was in Toronto landing and flipped over upside down and crashed. They said only about 8 passengers were like injured, but all I'm saying is the rest of y'all ain't gonna lie. But anyways, Delta is offering $30,000 to each passenger on board the plane that flipped on the runway in Toronto. The airline confirmed to ABC. Delta Care team representatives are telling customers the gesture has no strings attached and does not affect their rights. So basically, they can still sue, because if it doesn't affect your rights, you can still sue based on if you had major injuries and lifelong injuries. But they're saying that they're gonna offer you $30,000.
That ain't nothing.
Yeah, I want more than that.
Nah. I need it to be in the high 6 figures or 7 figures.
I think $100K.
$100K. Flipped up plane?
They saying that they not taking none of your rights away. So you could still sue. Suing take years, bruh. Years.
That's a settlement. We all got that on camera.
Yeah.
That's quick. That's open shut case.
Yeah. I mean, why you ever be seeing some shit like this and nobody died and you like, God, why couldn't that be my blessing? I've been to Toronto this year.
No, I'm cool on that blessing. There's other ways I can get sick. That ain't.
You wouldn't want to just a little. Nobody died.
Nah, I'm good on that.
They say only 8 injured. Like
that's
nobody.
Traumatizing. And as much as you fly, you don't want to be a part of no shit.
I don't want to. I'm not praying for it, but I'm just saying if it comes my way without death, Jesus, sign me up.
I'm good. I'm good on that, man. And then on top of that, I be too induced. Yeah. I have too much stuff in me to wake up to something like that.
Yeah.
Fuck around, stroke out.
Oh, okay.
You know, I got alcohol, pills, all type of stuff in me.
Oh, wow.
You know, I be asleep. By the time I wake up, upside down. Yeah. Shit, I'm out of there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, just call
You look like
Jesus.
you a boo-boo on yourself, too.
Nah, I got a strong rectum. I ain't have no pervert uncles or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight.
You a wild boy.
You know what I'm saying? My shit good.
Okay. All right, y'all. That concludes this episode. I think it was a great episode.
We try. This is my first time being on camera, so
yeah,
you know.
Y'all can roast him in the comments, please. Roast him.
I receive.
Get on his ass.
I will roast the fuck out of y'all. Go back to like lunch table shit.
Okay, we ready.
We ready.
Locked and loaded. Pop, pop. Pop, 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 pop. But hey, that concludes another episode of Unapologetically Daphnique podcast with B.O.B. Make sure y'all check out my website, www.imdsprings.com, because I'm always coming to a city near you, or you can just catch a flight and see me there live. All right, we out of here. Bye.
Follow, like, comment, and subscribe.